All right, today we are doing lesson 3, which is graphing functions. So we have a couple of new vocabulary terms, and then we will get right into it. A linear equation is an equation that forms a straight line when it's graphed. You can remember that because it has the word line in it. Remember that for later, because if you end up graphing something and it's not a straight line, or it's not showing that it's linear, you did something wrong. When we're graphing, we graph linear equations by using our input, which is our x value, and output, which is our y value, from the table. So this table down here should look familiar because you have used something similar in lesson 1 and lesson 2. Just a reminder, we've done this before, but you always write an ordered pair like this in parentheses with a comma in between. You have your input value first, which is your x value, and then you list your output value second, which is your y value. Okay? All right, so for example 1, we are going to be graphing this equation, y equals 3x. So there's a few steps that you need to take to complete the whole problem. You're going to be filling out a function table and graphing. So the first thing you need to do is make a table. In the table, you're going to include the input, which would go in this column, the equation or rule, which you can plug in right here, and it's given for you, y equals 3x, and then your output value. Step 2, you're going to choose any 3 values to represent x. So for all of our examples in the notes, we're going to be using 0, 1, and 2. Truly, you can use any values that you want. Like you could plug in 300 if you wanted to, but then keep in mind, the bigger the number you choose, the harder it is going to be to graph. So we suggest that you always use 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so then step 3, you're going to plug those x values into the equation to get the output. After that, you're going to write your x and y in ordered pair form, or input, comma, output, in this final column. So this is a new piece to the table that you haven't seen before. Okay, so we are going to first fill out our table, and then we'll move on to steps 5 and 6 for the graphing. So my equation is y equals 3x. So just like you did in your previous notes, you're going to be plugging in your input values for that x value. So 3 times whatever x is. In this case, we're using 0. This is a pretty easy one. Anything times 0 is going to equal 0. So my output is then 0. To fill in your ordered pair, you are just taking your x value and your y value. So my ordered pair would be 0, 0. Okay? Next, 3 times, I used 1 for my input. 3 times 1 equals 3. So my output will be 3. My ordered pair is going to be 1, 3. Finally, I'm going to use 2. So I have 3 times 2 equals 6. My output is 6, so my ordered pair is going to be 2, 6. All right, now, once you have your table filled out, you can move on to step 5. For step 5, you're going to plot the ordered pairs on the graph, and then you're going to draw a line through the ordered pairs to connect them. So remember, this graph is labeled for you. Eventually, we're going to ask you to label them yourself, each axis, but this is my x, and this is my y. So I always go over first and then up. So for 0, 0, that's right in the origin. 1, 3, I'm going to go over 1 and up 3. And then 2, 6, over 2 and up 6. Now you're going to want to use a ruler to connect your dots to make sure it's a straight line. So make sure you take out a ruler for this. Otherwise, we're going to make you go back and try it again. Okay? And as you can see, my ordered pairs connect in a straight line. So everything is all good. example 2, we have a two-step equation this time. So I'm going to be multiplying and adding. Again, you can pick any input values that you want, but it's best to just choose 0, 1, and 2. That will be the easiest. So 0, 1, and 2. I'm going to fill out my rule over here, y equals 4x plus 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug in all of my inputs to get my output values in my ordered pair. Pick a new marker because this one,
The green works.
it's not working. All right, so I'm going to do 4 times my input plus 3. So I used 0 for my first value. 4 times 0 equals 0, plus 3 equals 3. So my output is going to be 3. My ordered pair will be 0, 3. Next, I have 4 times 1 plus 3. Just a reminder, we're doing our multiplication first because of order of operations. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. My output value then is 7. So my ordered pair is going to be 1, 7. Finally, I have 4 times 2 plus 3. 4 times 2 is 8. And plus 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 is my output. So my ordered pair is going to be 2, 11. So this is a little bit of a different graph than the first example because if you notice our y values are a lot bigger because we had a second step to our equation. So again, this one is cut off a little bit. This is your x-axis, this is your y. So we're going over and then up. So for our first ordered pair, 0, 3, over 0, up 3. Next, over 1, up 7. Then finally, over 2, up 11. Again, don't get sloppy. You need to use a ruler to connect your points. We're going to show that it's linear. Okay, and that is how you would graph the second example. Oh no. All right, example 3. We have another two-step, y equals 5x plus 6. So I'm going to go ahead, my first step is to put input values in and my equation. So I'm going to fill in 5x plus 6, and I'm going to use 0, 1, and 2 again. If I plug in 0, I have 5 times 0 plus 6. Anything times 0 is going to be 0, plus 6. 0 plus 6 is 6. That is my output value. My ordered pair will be 0, 6. Next, I'm going to plug in 1. 5 times 1 plus 6. So you see when I'm using these lower numbers, it's a lot easier to do the math here. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6 is 11. My output then would be 11. My ordered pair is 1, 11. Finally, 5 times 2 plus 6. 5 times 2 equals 10. And plus 6. 10 plus 6 is 16. 16 is my output. 2, 6 is my ordered pair. Nope, 2, 16 is my ordered pair. Right? When I graph x-axis, y-axis, I'm going to go over and then up. So 0, 6 would be over 0, up 6, 1, 11, over 1, up 11, 216 over 2, up 16. Oh no, I'm a mess. Grab your ruler, connect your points to show that it's a straight line, it's a linear equation, and then you are done with example 3. For the U-try, we gave you a lot of room to show your work. It's another two-step equation. So you have y equals 8x plus 2. Go back to the first page if you need to follow the steps, and then make sure you graph it when you're done.